Yeah.
I wonder sometimes if we manifested this. Because look at us.
Hundo.
1992. 7 years old. I've known both of you guys for that long.
It's been a minute.
How many people do you know who could sit down at the table with their friends?
Very few.
Yeah, no.
Of that long.
Yeah.
Very few.
It's rare.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a little bit of the background story. I mean, I don't know how long you guys were there before me, but I moved to Westmore in 92.
Year was 92. We were there from JKSK.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah, right.
SK.
Yeah. I think it was SK.
But when did you guys become, let's say, tighter? Not till grade 2 when we like clicked up type shit?
I mean, I think we were always cool.
I think so,
I
too.
mean, we were young. Like,
Yeah.
I think we always,
but we were like, yeah.
played together.
Yeah.
Pause.
Wow, no, I like that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, I'm pretty funny.
You are pretty funny. You know what?
Yeah. You know? Yeah.
You're pretty funny. Damn, you made me forget where I was going now.
1992.
You said 992.
Yeah, then you guys
Shout
talking
out
about
Miss
kicking it from before. But yeah, shout out Miss Holmes. You guys don't remember our room number, do you?
302, 202, 102.
Come on.
I'm just
I think
calling out
it was
numbers.
7 or 208.
I think it was 208, bro. I think it, because the picture's up there on the
208.
wall. And how many people you know who have a picture like that up on their wall? Imagine that. The three of us were in that grade 2 picture
that's
together.
crazy.
Yeah, wow.
That's crazy.
But anyways, yeah, I moved to Westmore in 92. Went to
92,
Albion
yeah.
Heights. That was my grade 2 year. It was us in Miss Holmes' class. Shout out. Another friend to the room found her. And she's suggesting that we all get together and try to link up with her because, I mean, we've each spoken about this, like in our own individual conversations, but that class, I feel like it really changed my life. I don't know what it was. I really don't, because I remember so many things about that class.
Like what?
Yeah,
Factors. That was us learning multiplication. I've known my bruh, that's what she used to call them.
No, I know. I
Yeah,
just
but
haven't
you remember?
heard that word in so
Bruh.
long. That's all I'm saying.
know.
Which
I know.
ended up being just your multiplication, like your whatever times tables. But yo, from grade 2, 8 times 8, like name it. So when I hear most of these bozos on like flow in the morning, they can't figure out their math questions. Like what? Like how are you guys struggling like this? Miss Holmes would have like they drape me up type shit. Like what? Come on, yo, this is easy, and you guys are messing this up. It's crazy, but yeah, I remember going to the library regular, yo, racing to the library, you and I especially, and we'd like grab up all the Goosebumps books and like going home reading like 6 Goosebumps a night.
Yo, you remember Scholastics used to be a tick, bruh.
Best time ever.
What?
Best time
What?
ever.
You put down a Scholastic new
Yo, when those flyers came in fresh,
Liddy.
you go home with those joints, everybody's previewing what's coming out. Yo, I'm trying to get that one. I'm trying to get that.
Yo, I'm gonna get my mom to get me this.
Yeah, what?
Yo, Scholastics was crazy.
It was a gem.
Those were definitely crazy.
Good times.
Damn, yo. And it was so long ago, but I'm happy
Look
to
at that
see that right
imprint.
here.
Look at that imprint though from back day. Like that little positive memory, like a little something special that that we had as kids. We remember like, yo, we're going. Just looking back, it's just like, yo, yeah, like that's why it's so important to lay a certain foundation, like from jump. Memories, like you know, from 10, 20, 30, 40, 5, 8.
You don't have any memories from back then?
I remember I got married.
To who?
Who did I get married to?
This sounds wild.
There was like a dandelion aisle.
Was this is Albion Heights?
It was at Albion Heights.
What grade?
I want to say 3.
Oh.
I married somebody, but
Yeah, whoever that guy is, shout him out. You know why?
Real bad man.
That's what he is. Grade 2, the man's wifing up things like that. I'm snatching it up from now. Because the man them knew, like,
I think it lasted till like, I don't know, last period. So, I mean, it didn't really work.
That's funny.
But it was a thing though.
He tried a thing, yeah.
I remember that, yeah.
I didn't want to hold the dandelions because I'm allergic. It was just not cute. But I tried a thing.
How do you feel like it shaped you in any way back then? Like a lot of those experiences?
I mean, I went through a lot.
But you're also from the Rex. Let them know. Like
All day, baby. But like I went through a lot in Albion Heights. Like it was a lot of not the greatest. Like I remember I got someone found out I was like allergic to peanuts. They chased me around with a peanut. Everyone used to just say I was adopted because no one believed what my race was. Mm-hmm. So it was like a lot. But then I think that's when I became like a tomboy, and I was like super into sports, and then no one could tell me nothing after that. So I went to Humberwood.
Mm-hmm. Something you just said triggered the next part of that conversation for me. But I feel like we need to take a step back real quick, yo. Let them know who you are and what you do. Because we don't typically start out with the whole "this is so and so, welcome to the room," blah blah stuff.
Oh, you guys
we just get right into it, yo. We'll do a little bit of that stuff later, but I mean, like, it's Priya, Miss Mistry. As you said, you're from the Rex.
I mean, you've known me for what, 20 years?
More than that.
More than that.
So you tell me, who am I?
Ooh, them ones. Yikes! If I had to put my, okay, from the Rex. Damn it. Where would I start? I don't know. Like you said, transitions to Humberwood, so we sort of lost touch around grade 4 or 5-ish. Then we moved up to grade 9. You ended up at West Humber, along with Face over here.
Humberwood from Jump.
I didn't go to my home school. So I ended up going to NACI, where we would have connected at
our rival school. Yeah.
Well, this is about you. This is about I wasn't trying to make this about me, but this is about you.
All right. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah. So we never got to like click back up our height for our high school years, but you went to West Humber, did cheerleading. Yeah, I remember those days.
And played ball. Like, let's not take that out. What?
Yeah.
Are you?
I don't know what sports teams you guys.
You were on every sports team.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
She was on like everything.
Every team.
Yeah.
You know the one part I left out?
What?
That conversation that we always have every so often when you're on some like, this is supposed to be my wife, you know, from back in the day. like she knows. She knows. Yeah. From like way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Another wedding that was supposed to be.
It could have been me. Like I said, that guy
Dan Corgan, real bad man.
like to be pulling those stunts back in the day, like you're a bad boy if it's true. Priya and I gotta lock that down, bro. What type of babies we're gonna have?
Oh my goodness. Gracious.
Well, what's love life like these days?
The dating pool is full of piss and shit.
Man, come on. Is that bad?
Piss and shit.
Why you can't find somebody whose chakras are in line?
Piss and diarrhea. Like, let's go there.
Yo.
Nah. It's ugly. It's ugly out there.
I see what you got on your wrist there, and we sort of had a bit of that conversation earlier about what you do.
Oh, you mean this?
Guys, and now you see the way the stars align sometimes, because last night was a full moon, you know.
Yeah.
And I had, where did you have yours? Because you should be fully charged up right now.
I am always.
Fully charged, eh?
Always.
Yeah, I got in kind of late, so I just put them on the windowsill.
That's good.
Got them charged up, so
that's good. I'm glad you did.
I'm nice right now.
That's good.
I hope you are too.
Always.
Talk about what you have on your wrist there, because those ones I'm a big fan of.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty fire. I can't lie.
So what are they?
They're energy bracelets, is what they are.
Made from?
Different gemstones, different minerals, onyx. Right now I have on onyx, jasper, and agate. And I make energy pieces for your home and your body. And I'm all about that good energy. I think that everything has to do with energy. Doesn't matter what it is.
When did you discover that?
When I discover what?
That everything has to do with energy.
Ooh, probably, I would say like 10 years ago. About like 10 years ago. My life changed around like 2011. And it opened my eyes to like a lot of things. And I've been through a lot in my life, and I just found that I fell into this. Like, I feel like now everyone and their mom is talking about crystal and this and that, and people are just like jumping on the train, and like, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And like, you're just trying to sell this thing to like make a change. And it's like, you don't understand the impact that it has on people.
Sadly, that's in most industries, but yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like right now, it's like everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, I need this, or put this in the moon, and da da da. But like they don't know what it means.
Yeah.
Right?
It is the new wave.
And energy is like the biggest type of currency, I think. And especially even when even the most mundane or physical thing like sex is energy.
Mm-hmm.
You're trading your energy with people. So you're out here just fucking everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving your energy and you're taking energy and like you're like taking in everyone's demons, like just cool, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm not saying hey, like everyone fuck with me. This is great. This is fantastic. So do what you want to do. But I just mean like, you know what I mean? Like so. Anyways, back to your whole question is like about 10, 11 years ago, and then I researched it. I got into it, and then I got to the point where I do a lot of custom stuff. So I used to do a lot of shows. I don't really have time to do shows anymore, just because of where my business is at now. But like on my site, there's literally a bracelet. It's called like Ammo Energy, and it's like if you don't know what you want, but you know you need this in your life, that's all you need to tell me, and then I'll create something off of that. I might send an email. I might ask you like a 1-2 question when I get that order from what I feel or whatever.
Just to get a sense of the individual,
right?
So you can customize it.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Took me a while to get into it, but he and I often had those conversations about it and the whole understanding behind it. But funny enough, the kite thing for me, the other way we would speak about energy is electricity.
Yeah.
How do we discover electricity?
You gotta always break it down because you always gotta be the one.
Yeah, I was flying the kite.
Yeah.
Lightning hit the kite.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
I know. I
Energy.
feel you.
I know.
Yeah, to the ground. I feel it. I feel it. I know.
Well, you see how we both connect on the whole energy thing?
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
I know.
When you figure that part out, I guess you've discovered it. But I think a lot of us, it depends on your journey.
You know,
some people don't figure it out until they're 40. Some people
100%.
figure it out when they're 12. Damn, kudos to you. But funny enough, I've got this bracelet on today too.
I see that.
Tiger's Eye.
It's pretty fly.
Talk about it with the Buddha head.
Tiger's Eye.
Made
You're
by.
wearing a tiger's eye too? Nice.
Made by you.
BodyAmmo.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole. I never really got into this stuff until much later in life because he and I had spoken a little bit about it, and the same friend who does the incense, Sense by Stush, shout her out again. Her and I started having a few conversations about it, and she's very much into the gems and crystals too. So I also started working in an area that has a bit of that stuff around me too. So I just naturally kept coming to me in different ways, and then I wanted to make a point of getting some from you, and then I got some, have them.
You know that's the universe, right?
What?
Like
just.
It's small placements in your life that are not really like noticeable.
But you have to identify them,
right?
And when you're able to do that,
you
that's
have
like
to then be aware, right?
Yeah.
So you can always see like something. You can always see maybe the color blue or like just something always like are showing up in your life, but you don't notice it until like you get that like aha moment, and then you're like shit.
But some people don't even have the aha moment.
But it takes nothing and it takes everything to get there, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So like, and for me, especially even right now, not right now, but like maybe like, I don't know how long I've been here, but I would say like maybe an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, like I keep like dice. So like your 4, 5, 6, right? I used to play dice all the time. I used to take everyone's money. I loved it. It was great. But like recently,
it's been coming to you?
Always, like over and over and over again.
And you know what you need to do with it now, right?
Win, baby. Like, what do you mean?
That's like the dimes, though.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I know. And you see how SB starting to like, oh, I love it, baby. I love it, baby. Yeah. I can explain that one for you if you want. I don't know, we've talked about that before on here? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have.
I don't know. Every time I ask you to explain something, you're just like, watch the story. So I didn't ask this time.
Oh, I feel like I should give you that same response.
Keep it. You can keep that energy. Keep that same energy.
And cradle it. I have Newton's cradle inside.
Yeah.
It's funny because that was another thing that I had went down this whole little thing rabbit hole. But yeah, I've got a Newton's cradle inside, and my caption for that at one point in time was cradle that same energy and keep it.
I like that. I like that.
I got some talent, a little bit
Slight.
here and there.
Slight.
That's hilarious.
It's like that, huh? But anyways, what's of the stones? Which one do you love the most?
Onyx.
Why?
It's a protection stone, and I feel like in this day and age, especially as a woman of color, just everything that I've been through personally, is that it's a protection stone and it's a grounding stone, and it's like you can't, even if you have like all these talents, or you know, like you're happy about them or whatever, like there's that fine line that you talked about before. Like you got to stay humble, but you also got to know like your worth. And I feel like it's just so hard for women to like even do that, or even like say that they know that. Because like if you say like, oh, I know my worth, like I don't want to take this shit, it's like, oh, you know, you're too this, or you're a bitch, or you're that, or da da da. But then, you know, if you put the bar on the fucking floor, then what are you doing for yourself too? Right? And then it's the protection on top of that. It's like, I can't be assertive, but I'm a boss. Like I'm the boss of my business. So yes, I am a boss. Like I that's what I do. I make all the decisions. I make all the money. I do this. I do all whatever. So I have to be assertive. If I'm doing a collab with another business, I can't be this fragile person that like someone's gonna like walk over or take advantage of, or even with like men and stuff like that. Like a lot of women feel a lot of pressure to do things maybe that they don't want to do right away, or as like quickly, or whatever the case may be. But you're just like, oh, like, you know, a lot of women are people pleasers too. But I feel like all those things are like breaking all those barriers, and now it's like you're unapologetically you. So it's like, for me, even in my culture and stuff, like I'm supposed to be docile. Like I'm supposed to like, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like answer like this whole fucking patriarchy shit. Like that's what I'm supposed to be. Yeah. But I'm not that person, and I've never been that person. Like, you know, I'm not gonna follow like a mold or a trend or anything like that. Yeah. So for me, like onyx like encapsulates that for me. So I always wear it. Like I'll always have it on in something. So
tied in with like other stuff, you'll just always have that one, and then
yeah. But this is like the bracelet I probably wear the most. This one is all onyx, and it has the crown on it because of, you know, you got to keep your head up or the crown slips. So even when you're feeling down, or even when I feel defeated, you just can't walk. I don't know if you guys seen that meme. Like it's in like, I don't know what team it was. I think it was March Match. I can't remember, but like some guy, like he shot the ball and like he missed it, or they lost or whatever, and he was walking away with his head down, and his teammate came and like flipped his head up. Right? It's just like, even if that's how you feel, like don't put your head down, right? Or the crown will slip. And then on top of that, it's like on the other side, it's like a pineapple. The methodology like behind that is like one, like, you know, you're sweet on the inside, you're maybe prickly on the outside, and like your crown is tall. Right. So like that's the whole thing around that.
I love that.
So
I love all of that.
Yeah.
So that's me in like a nutshell. Yeah. Right. So if you can't if you can't break that on the outside, so it's like a lot of, you know, I don't know, like a lot of your viewers or whoever that like they don't know me. I can come off as like this hard, you know, girl from the racks and right? But like, I'm not really like that, but like I have to be, because of my job or my business or whatever the case may be. Which is why it's also difficult for me to find like a partner, because like I have to feel safe with you, because I'm always staying in my masculine energy, because I don't have a choice. I have to protect myself. I care for myself. I provide for myself, because I don't have no one else to lean on.
But you also have a certain standard.
100%. But when someone comes around and shows me I can feel safe, that whole ass feminine energy is like waiting to come out. Like I want that. Like that's what I want to do, but I can't. And especially when you run your own business or anything like that, you can't be like that. People will run you over and they'll take advantage of you. You know, so.
And anybody who makes the purchase, they have the option of like customizing their whole thing too,
All
right?
of them, yeah.
Colors, stones.
So it's basically like, you know, you are like, if you need something in your life, or you're lacking something in your life, or, you know, you need some sort of direction, that's one way. Another thing is that if you're just like, yo, I really like black and white, like, or whatever, right? You know what I mean? Like, as simple as that. And if they just pick a color, I'll just be like, all right, like, do you need anything in your life? What are you looking for? Like, what are you doing right now? And if they're like, oh, like, I want to switch careers, or like, I want to have a baby, or like, you know, I'm looking for love, or
so
whatever.
offer consultation.
Right? And then I'll just like add that in, and they won't know why. And then basically once they purchase whatever, it's like, I'll give them a breakdown of the beads, the meanings. Like, I'll do numbers of beads. Like, I've had like a lot of people do like family pieces, or like, you know, like a girlfriend buying it for her man or whatever, and they've been together like 4 years. So it's like the bottom 4 beads are something represents like each milestone in their life. Like the top 2 beads represent them and each other, and one is protecting the other, and the other one is, you know, casting love over the other one, and then the rest of them is a protection stone. And they won't know that they need that or want that, but like, that's me as a designer, and like, that's where that part comes in.
Customizing it for them.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that you're able to do that. I just wish that most people took the time to know themselves and figure that type of stuff out.
Yeah.
Because even for me, when you were doing like mine, one of my, also the crown, and because of my name, which means little king.
Right.
But like, most people wouldn't know that, but it means something to me.
Right.
And I know enough about myself to know that. The other, what do you call it? What would you call them? Gems? Or
they're gemstones.
No, but I mean like the little thing.
Charms.
Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Elephants. I did 2 elephants because elephants are my favorite animal. Why? Because they're the most respected animals in the jungle amongst the crowd, and like it's a respect thing. Like
yeah, we vibe on that.
And I know because you love the elephants too. Shout out. Where's my?
Right there.
But yeah, same thing. I always have my pendant on me, and then I have them on my wrist too.
Yeah.
But I love that you give people a chance to build their own, and if they're not familiar enough with themselves, you help them figure it out.
Of course. And it's not like I'll tell them anything. It's like, you just know, like, talking to you or whatever the case may be, like, I'll ask a certain question, which will like provoke a certain type of response,
right?
Where then I will then be able to like interpret that into like something else, or like they'll see something, like if it's in person, they'll see something on me, or like one of my like tattoos, or one of my whatever, and they're just like, oh, like I like that
energy is vibing,
and I'm like, oh, why? Like what is it? And they're like, oh, this and this and this. And I'm like, all right, I got you. Like, give me a second. And then, you know, it just goes from there.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing I'm talking about. Like, it's energy, it's currency. Like,
that's it. Yeah.
Everything's based off and built off of that. And I feel like once people realize that, like, I feel like people have like a easier, not an easier time, but like maybe like a more better understanding of like navigating.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I need it, man. That's my cue, man.
Supposed to go.
But I just wonder sometimes if our parents could have done a better job at helping us understand those things.
But so
at an earlier age. But that's assuming our parents even get it themselves.
Exactly. Do you think, I don't know about your parents, but I don't even, if I started talking about my parents about energy, I don't know.
West Indians are a waste of time, bro.
Any like immigrant parents, I'm just gonna go with that. That blanket term. Is like, you can't talk to them about energy. You can't talk to them about mental health. You can't talk to them about none of that stuff. Because like it's hurt people, raising hurt people. Like it's up to, I feel like, we're the generation that's the most, like, I'm just going to use that, you know, cliche term, but woke at the end of the day. Because, like, we lived in the era without, you know, social media, computers, like all that shit. And, like, and we're also, we didn't have it and then we had it.
Yep.
Right? We're the type
only
where,
hybrid.
that's what I'm saying. Like, you're the type where, you know, you want to see where your friends are. You see where everyone's bike's at.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you know. You don't shoot a text. But now you shoot a text. And I feel like you can't
see where everybody's bikes are.
Well, I mean, that's what it is, right? Or you like, you look at the green box. Where's the green box? Is everyone there?
Trust me,
right?
that's exactly what it was.
And now, like, I have a green box in front of my house, in front of my building, and I'm like, I always just want to sit on it.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like people are just gonna be like, yo, what are you doing? Unless you're from, you know,
100%.
But that's the whole thing. I don't think you can go to your parents and say anything like that, because I feel like we're the generation that has to break the cycle.
Yeah.
Your parents
to teach, like, I don't have children, but to teach, you know, the next generation.
Yeah.
When's the last time you heard your mom and dad exchange I love yous?
It's not said like that. I love yous aren't thrown around like that. The sentiment of love is in the everyday that we do for you, and how we build you, how we provide for you, and how we care for you, how we try and teach you, how we try to rear you up as good young individuals prepared for society. It's not, but in terms of vocalizing I love you
To each other, though.
Same way.
You same thing?
What? No, absolutely. Yes. Like, I don't think I've ever heard I think my mom said I love you to me once when I was like 21 or 22 when I was away at university, and she left it on my voicemail and she laughed. She was like, I know this is going to be like, and she laughed and said it. But the joke is, my parents are not affectionate with me or my brother at all growing up, ever. Like, I think we only now hug. Mm-hmm. Like, when I come home, like, to see them, because I don't live at home. Mm-hmm. But the way my parents are with my niece and my nephew, my brother's kids.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's wild.
I love you. I was like, yo, where was this when I was growing up? Where is this now?
Yeah.
And they still look at me sideways, and I'm like, I don't need love.
Yeah.
But then I wonder sometimes if they were doing it when we were that age.
No, they weren't. Well, mine weren't.
I don't remember
man.
it.
Exactly. But maybe they were, and we just really don't remember.
Nah. I asked my brother's 4 years older than me. He could tell me. But nah. They weren't like that. They just weren't like that.
I guess, yeah.
And I just think that, I don't know what it is with, like, parents and grandchildren.
Yeah. Oh,
like, I don't know, but, like, no, they tell. I was just at my parents' house yesterday.
I think they were too busy. They were too busy trying to figure it out.
That's what it is, to be honest.
Because they had just come to this country and they had way more to try to figure out than to. Bro, if I can get you in daycare, we're good.
Yeah.
I hear you and I get that, but I'm really tired of making excuses.
Oh, for sure.
For the generation before me. Like, I appreciate all my parents did. Like, I get that. They did struggle. They did what they had to do. And now they're great. They're doing very well. They've been doing really well. But I just think that they weren't taught that when they were kids. Like, I don't think my grandparents ever showed my parents that. So, like, where are you going to learn it from? Mm-hmm. Or where are you going to know? And they're coming from a third world country where, like, this stuff is not really talked about. This type of information is not really like, you can't access it. There's not one mental health hospital in India. Not one. Because you're just mad. You're crazy. Someone did some type of voodoo on you. Someone did black magic on you. It can't just be like, hey, I'm depressed.
What do they call it in India? Real quick.
What?
Whatever, the obia, the voodoo, is there a name?
Black magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's just what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't think that they had access to that information. And I feel like now, when I do talk to my parents about stuff like that, like, my dad is not having it. But, like, my mom, like, you can kind of, like, she'll kind of understand. Or kind of get it, but like not fully. But I just feel like I said, like, I feel like we're the generation to, like, push it forward. 100%. And I feel like we all have been, like, breaking barriers and stuff like that.
I hear that.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
But like I said, my mind just goes. So I could be I'm fully listening to you, but I could be very, But the part that I left out from back in the day to describe you, Priya, was that foreign. that we weren't used to yet. We're like, yo, she's Indian.
Yeah.
There's no way that girl's Indian. No. She's mixed up and blend with something else. Like, what's going on over here? That girl's Indian, yo. And the ignorance that we had towards Indian people back then,
especially that when we
there's no way that girl's Indian.
Yeah.
And if she's Indian, then sign me up, yo, because we can do the curry and shit all day. Because nah, I need that, yo. Because trust me, if but like to us, we were introduced to her from very early, so it's like,
and that's
So as we saw her mature into like high school, whatever, it's like. And like the rest of the city, community, whatever was introduced, was like, yo, who is this girl? Like, what?
Yeah.
But Priya was a thing back then. Still, like,
Still am.
I was waiting for it.
I didn't peak in high school. Come on now.
That's that energy you gotta keep. That's that energy you gotta keep. Because I feel the same way.
100%.
I feel the
I
same
didn't have
way.
that energy for a really long time though.
Speak about it.
I didn't have that energy for a really long time. Like in my culture too, like to be like my skin tone, to be like my shape, size.
I think in most cultures, at least skin tone.
Skin tone,
sure.
yeah.
Skin tone.
But like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
in my family and my culture and all that, they're just like, yo, you're huge.
Yeah.
Like you're this, like you're never gonna find anybody. And I mean, well, fuck, they're right, like shit. But, but like, you know what I mean? So it's like I didn't fit in with like my Indian community, even though like I was heavily involved in it. Like I've been competing like dancing since I was like 2.
Yeah, you did. You used to do that. Plug that stuff too. Yeah, you did. Used to do that. Yeah, you did.
And but like even at those competitions, it's like everyone would say like in my language, like, who's that black girl?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, but I'm used to it, so like I didn't care. But like my cousins will like turn up on them.
Yeah.
And like cuss them out and like all this shit.
Yeah.
Big up Rena.
And it's all day. Rena, Nima, all of them.
Rena was the homie.
Yeah. She still is.
No, my homie. I haven't seen her in decades.
She's
so.
still.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, like so it was like that. And then I'm not black, but like most of my friends, like I grew up in Rex, so it's like half of Rex is black, half of Rex is Indian. So it's like, and then, you know, black girls that didn't know me were like, oh, you're trying to do this, or you're trying to take our men, and and I'm like, no, they just like me, and I like them. Like, who cares? Like, whatever.
Yeah. And I guess it's funny because your experience would be, I guess, similar to SB's in a way, because it's the same deal. He's Indian, but he hang around with a lot of black people, so it's like he took a lot of that
100%
home with him, and it was like it still helped to shape him. And
for sure. The only difference is that I don't look Indian.
Yeah,
like he looks Indian, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, so it was like a double edge. It's like I know what I am. I know where I'm supposed to be, but like they don't accept me. But then what I look like, they don't accept me either.
Yeah.
So it's like I grew up in this like limbo of like never being accepted.
Yeah.
So like to circle back with what I'm saying is that like that same energy of like being confident and stuff like that, I didn't have that growing up. Even though I did things that should make me like that. I was on every sports team. Like I danced, I competed, I acted, I was in like music videos, like dancing, I did commercials, I did modeling, I did all this stuff, but it didn't matter because I'm like, no one, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not accepted anywhere.
Firstly, what got you into that stuff? Like, was it your mom or your dad that sort of pushed you to like the commercial, all of it?
No, that was me. I got discovered or whatever.
Oh, so you wanted to do it?
No,
because I know some people's parents like sort of.
They did, like, they're very big. Like we're very big in our like community. So like the dancing, I was dancing since I was 2. So obviously my mom put me into that, but I just fell in love with it. But then I went into like hip hop and like dance hall and like soca and all that stuff. And that's the one thing with like Indian dancing or like Bollywood dancing, it's a lot of like hip movements and stuff like that. So obviously if you're dancing to like dance hall and soca and stuff, you have to whine and juk and this and that or whatever, right? And it's like, because I could do that very well.
Yeah. Your waistline's already warmed up.
Right. You know what I mean? It's pretty dangerous. You feel me? So it's like, so I got very far in like my competing for like all like the Bollywood dancing and stuff like that. So my mom would praise me for that. but not the way I'm shaped. But it's because the way I'm shaped, that's why I can move more eccentric in that way. You know what I mean? But yeah, it took me a really long time. And it's still a work in progress. I'm not like super confident. Like I just joke around about it.
About being confident?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I don't think we've ever talked about that, but just hearing you say that now, yeah, I feel like that's a line that you have to walk, that you can come across as this one thing, you're cocky, you're arrogant, you're this, you're that, but you really don't look at yourself that way.
I really don't. I joke about it. Like I'll always make a joke about it. But if I'm having like a serious conversation, or if I'm having a talk with anybody, if you ask me how I think I look, I'm not going to tell you that I think I'm pretty or that I'm beautiful or anything like that. Like my answer will always be like, yeah, I'm all right. Like I'm decent. Like I'm okay. Yeah. Like that's just what I'll always say, because that's just what I believe. Yeah. So, but like if you make a joke about something, I mean, it all depends on what it is. But like for the most part, like I'll joke about it. I mean, I won't walk around saying like I'm ugly. I used to actually a while ago, but not anymore. I'm growing. I'm healing, doing the work.
Yeah, one of the things we didn't mention is that you also know SB from when you guys, I guess, were at Humberwood. Yeah, so.
Yeah, we have a history.
Yeah, history with Mistry. See what I did there?
I see what you did there.
But yeah, well, he's not here with us today, so we gave you a phone call. It's something we were planning on doing from time, but we weren't necessarily planning it for it to be this way, but then the opportunity presented itself, and we're like, hey, let's run with it.
Why not seize it, right?
Yeah, shout out SB. He'll be 100%. Back for the next episode.
Cool.
Damn it, what was I going to say to you? Actually, I mean, whatever. What I wanted to bring up, you know what? We'll save that till after the break. But in the meantime, you can actually plug your stuff for us, because this episode will be sponsored by BodyAmmo. They can reach you at
www.bodyammo.ca, on Instagram at BodyAmmo, also at Makeway, which is located in Stack Market downtown.
Stack Market?
Stack Market at Bathurst and Front.
I feel like I've never been there before.
Makeway, standalone, first female sneaker boutique in Canada.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We're going to touch on some more of that stuff after the break.
That. Yeah, I need it, man. That's my cue, man.
Things building up in my ride. Splash in it, but I never nosedive. Give thanks, can't complain about life. I'm well, nice. I'm well, nice. I'm well, nice. I'm well, nice.
I also love the way this incense smells. It's a close friend to the room who often sponsors our episodes. However, this one is yours. We'll still shout her out. You can go on her Instagram page. It is Sense by Stush, to purchase some incense. And I think it wouldn't be a bad idea if you guys met each other. Maybe collab on something, you never know, down the line, because it's good people.
Do we know which one that is?
I think it's Maxine, because that's the only one I know. That's the one that you
Maxine,
like.
Yeah, Maxine's proper.
Yeah, so I'll burn that one for you more times.
Respect, though.
You know, Maxine.
I like Maxine.
But no, anyways,
only going up this year.
Actually, you know what I should have given you instead? This one. Because going back to something she had said earlier, I'm gonna give you a triple double right now. But sports. Earlier this week, I was talking to this guy, and I sort of was in one of those bun zones where I was talking a whole lot of shit. And an idea came to me because I was on some like, fuck, man, with all these versus things going on out here, I'll put us up against anybody. Any other podcast on the road, whatever, I'll put us up against them. And I was like, fuck it. You know what? We can even continue our own versus shit. And then I was like, matter of fact, I have a versus for you right now, but guess what? I'll just wait till we sit down and we can each speak from our own perspectives, right? So I'm kind of happy that you're here because I'm very happy that you're here.
Okay,
Very happy that you're here. She always catches me on though, like she checks me more times, you know. Like checks me, she catches me fast, like quick-witted every time. But I know you're a big sports person, and I don't know too many female big sports people.
Careful with your words.
I know. Trust me, I know. But the verses that I wanted to bring to this guy's attention was, I'm going to start with this.
Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
Versus the 93 Jays.
Okay, you know what?
Joe
It's easy for me.
Carter
It's easy for me.
Home
It's easy for me.
run.
It's easy for me.
You have yours ready?
It's easy for me.
Of course.
Ladies first. Ladies, sometimes we'll do a rock, paper, scissors thing, but ladies
Yeah, I know. I'm with it.
first.
I'm with it, definitely.
But you want me to talk about it?
Which
one you got?
Which one?
93 Jays or 2019 Raps?
Honestly,
championships.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Or we could, you see, the conversation could even go to moments.
Okay,
I thought you were talking about moments.
That's what I thought.
No.
That's what I thought.
If you want to talk
No,
about championship versus like you can't like it's hands down.
I'm just the moment. No matter
that moment was hectic though.
Which one? Because I'm telling you, I could give you. I know exactly what I was doing, where I was for both of them. I could.
100%. 100%.
So which one to you? But that's why to me the verses is like which one hits home. Which one touches you more?
You
not
can't say that.
so much the moment for the city. I'm talking about
questions.
Yeah, I feel like
if you had to choose one,
muddying up the water right now.
Oh, but come on! If you had to choose, but that's what verses is about.
No. What's your question? Because you asked 3-4 different questions, and depending on your question, here. Because I know my answer.
Which one hits home more for you?
I can't answer that because one I was a child and one I wasn't.
But even thinking back,
I can't appreciate it to like you compared to
energy. The energy
what
behind
are you talking about? Are you talking about when the Jays won or when the Raptors won, or were you talking about when Carter hit that home run or when Leonard sunk that shot? What are you talking about?
The championship.
Because you just said
the championship.
So for me, the championship is the Raptors.
I was like, look at your hat, fam.
It's the Raptors. It's the Raptors because
but this guy's diehard baseball. This guy's been playing baseball since he was in his dad's dick.
I understand that.
Yeah.
That's great to know. That's a great reference. It's a great reference there. I mean, I know that. It was just a joke because he's wearing a Raptors hat at this moment, and typically he wears Jay stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I wear bear wraps now. Like it was the first one. Like we've seen the Raptors, like we've seen the whole development. You can't say that with the Jays. You grew up and like the Jays were already as young as they were already established.
Yo, Mr. Wiley.
Come on. How do you not know the Jays? It was a prerequisite going to the library.
But we got to see the World Series
and that's what
trophy, bro.
I know.
The man brought it to the school and we got to see that shit.
He made sure.
Bruh, come on.
Ain't no way that wasn't passing that library, Mr. Wiley.
So sorry, it's the championship or the moment?
The championship. The championship. Like which one like hits home? This can go whichever which way you guys want, but the moment for me was the Blue Jays.
The moment is Joe Carter. The moment is just like for everything.
For me, no, but I'm saying but even for me, which moment was bigger for me was Joe Carter. I was with my dad watching that game in our living room, bro.
Yeah.
Me too.
My dad in the basement. Yeah.
I know exactly where I was, what I was doing, who was around. I went outside. My neighbors were across the street. Big flag outside, waving the flag. Yeah. Horns were honking. Everyone was like, oh, shit. Yo, at that tender age of 8 years old.
For me.
This is what this is like?
For me, what was crazy about that one was like, my dad is like very like reserved. Cool, calm, like, that's his temperament. Joe Carter hit that home run. I'm seeing my dad get on like a little kid.
Man's doing cartwheels.
Cartwheels
Yeah.
on his back, kicking his feet. You know what I mean? Losing it, dog. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, what?
Dan Cogan, real bad man.
Like, who is this guy right now? You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, Joe Carter in a moment in time, Joe Carter transformed my dad into a little kid. Like,
That's
I was just like,
crazy.
it's like, yo, like that's what stuck out for me, yo. What? Yo.
What do you remember about it? Because your dad was probably doing the same
no,
shit.
100%. My dad like ran outside. I ran behind him. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was going on. It was crazy. My mom.
Why is it only us that carry on like
types.
that shit though? Like
I don't
running
know.
outside, running around the block.
Yeah,
like
man.
you'll never catch a white
Yeah.
person outside running up and down. They're like, yo, what's wrong with these people?
No, they're
No,
doing it.
it was a moment, and I was heavy into baseball back then. Like I played
because that was it.
So, and it was big for me because I was the only person with melanin in their skin on any softball team I was on. So it was big. It was big. And after that, and I would hit home runs. And what would people yell out? Carter. After that, so it's huge for me, but. I'm going to say like that shot, like that, the Raptors, is because I fully grew up with them from 95. And it's like, I'm talking about when we were playing, when we had like Vince on the team, okay? And they were playing against the Knicks. Okay? They were playing against the Knicks. And it was like, inbound, like 0.7 seconds. It was catch and release, and they fouled the man on the 3-point line, and they didn't call it. Do you know what happened? I was standing up. I was watching the game, and I still remember I was at my cousin's house, and she had that back in the day they had that blue shag kind of carpet. In the living, the carpets were blue. I had rug burns on both my knees from dropping to the ground. Heavy paws on that because I was young at the time. But you know what I mean? And that hurt. That hurt my soul. Then Carter left like a pussy. I don't like the way he left, but I still love him. But you know what I mean? I don't like the way he left. And then we're in this moment. And then now we get DeRozan, and then we had all this shit, and then
Bosh
it's like
before
they're
that,
off,
too.
right? But Alvin Williams, we can go on, we can go, I can talk. But the thing is that then we got to the point. I'm like, okay, Lowry and DeRozan, okay, we're gonna do something. And they could have, but they never had the confidence. They just never had the confidence to get there.
I don't think it was that. It was
it was that.
Listen, it was LeBron.
No.
Every single time.
It wasn't.
Every
it
single
wasn't.
time.
Yeah, because,
every single time.
But it's the confidence. They didn't think that they could do it.
LeBron.
Period.
Yeah, but
I get it. I'm not. Hey, listen. I'm not gonna say anything about that man.
That's the one. Honestly, to be perfectly honest, I felt as a Raptor fan, to be 100,000% throughout that, looking back on that period of time, I felt like I had the utmost confidence in my team, except against that man. Honestly and truly. The second I was like, oh, we got LeBron, I'm like, oh,
that's not what it is. This is what it is.
I was so confident against any other squad.
Okay, this is what it is. Look, okay,
he personally destroyed us.
I'm gonna make a reference. Even though I probably don't have the right to because I don't own this piece of equipment.
Yeah.
I don't have a dick, okay? I don't have a dick. Just put that out there. But when men sometimes, can't perform, more than likely it's because they're in their head for the most part. It's not really a physical thing or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So if you take the same fucking analogy, right? Until we got Kawhi, that's when the mental came out. After that, anytime they played with LeBron, they weren't shook. They didn't always fumble.
everything.
No, but you gotta look at it. Let's look at the stats, right?
I hear you.
All
But
the
once
games
again,
prior
LeBron's
to
gone
that,
now.
all the I'm saying any game. Okay, cool. When he left Cleveland, who cares? Look at the Lakers now. I mean, they're not even in it, but who cares about that?
But I mean, when he was on the Cavs, it was
right. But what I'm saying is that you got to look at the stats. Pre-Kawhi, they had no their mental was fucked up.
Kawhi was the X factor,
right?
Kawhi was the X factor.
And he pushed them to think that, you know what I mean? They could do that.
We know that.
Even his shot, even that shot he took at the end. You know what I mean?
That shot.
You feel me? And then after that, there was never no performance issues after that. Even after Kawhi left, everyone's like, the Raptors not gonna do this, da 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 da. Like they still did it. They still went to the playoffs, whatever. I mean, they didn't do greatest, but also they were the only team that did not have home court advantage. Like I can go on and on and on. Like their home team, like their home stadium was in Tampa. Like ew, no.
I know.
So all
and
I'm
our
saying,
squad, it matters. Our
all
home
I'm
field,
saying, you know what I mean? And like our bench has been heavy, like bench mob all day.
100%,
But it's like
100%.
if you don't have the mentality to think you can do it, I can believe in you. I can believe in you with all my heart. I could pray for you. I could do all these things. But if you don't believe it, it will never get done. And that's what Kawhi gave the Raptors. And I'll always rate him for that. He wants to go back to to LA. Like, cool, fine. Looky now, whatever. Like, it's fine. But he wants to go, so he left, which is cool.
That's a whole nother topic in.
But anyways, yeah, that's my take. Sorry, I got really hot talking about that.
Yeah, at that point, like, what does Kawhi really have to worry about? It's like, man, I've been winning these chips. Whatever.
Nah,
Let me go play some basketball at home at that
He
point.
has to secure the bag, but it's just like he could have easily.
I feel like he regrets it now.
You think so?
I don't think so.
Because I don't think I really don't think he cares.
I don't think so.
I don't think he cares.
I think he knows he could have gotten a ring, but like,
exactly.
You know what?
But I feel like when I say I feel like he regrets it, like I feel like he's like this, like fuck, I should have stayed. But sorry, like that's how I feel like he cared. Like I feel like he acknowledged that he should have stayed, or that it would have made more sense for him to stay. But I don't think it was like emotional.
My man could have just secured the bag, play 50 games, lay in the cut, like, you know what I mean? Just chill out till April, May, and then secure another ring. All right, get that 174-year out in LA, but like, don't worry about the injury because you don't even the load management. Raptors really.
I think Kawhi was done with that Canadian weed. The man just wanted to go back to that LA shit, bro.
Only going up this year.
Yeah, them
to be honest, because
them 40 centimeters dropping in one day. Exactly, marketable feature of this city. It's definitely not.
Kawhi be smoking that shit.
Like, Cali
trust me.
I mean, it's sweet though.
Listen, man, we got better than what they got, man. I'm sorry.
You think so?
I'm sorry. This is the Great White North, dog.
Man, it wasn't enough to keep Kawhi. Kawhi was regular. That was a regular smoke. Like, he regularly
No,
smoked.
I get it, but like from here, like the best bud I've had from here is like BC bud. And then when I was just in New York. I don't know if you guys know, but well, maybe you do. But like Jay-Z dropped like his like weed.
Yeah.
That shit was great.
Yeah.
Like it was great. It was fantastic.
All right.
Yeah, it was really good.
I don't know. I've been smoking great. I've been.
I'm not saying I haven't. I'm just saying. I mean, I've been smoking since I was like 14. So, I mean,
15,
you guys are terrible,
15,
man.
but
Come on, yo. Hadouken! What the moment though? You in a versus which you're
taking home run or the shot.
I'm taking home run.
I'm taking the shot.
I'm taking home run. The shot
took us to that is what propelled us to keep going.
The home run was everything. The home run, that's it. Like literally, that home run was that's it. That's a championship winning home run.
If he didn't make that shot, we would not have a championship.
But that shot, I hear you.
So,
but that shot was for the champion. Like it's talking about secure the bag.
That Carter home run was
boom.
And you know what? Part of it for me too
how many championships do the Jays have?
2.
Part of it for me was this too, though.
Right. Touch 'em all, Joe.
That line right there, touch 'em all, Joe.
Yeah. And that was
that
93.
shit will never
touch 'em all, Joe.
die.
Touch 'em all, Joe.
Like that, yo. I wish my name rang out in a line like that.
All,
like
Joe.
that's never gonna touch 'em all,
touch
Joe.
'em all, Joe.
Oh, man said it's a heavy pause, but whatever. That's a bar, man. What did we get? Matt Devlin. What did he even say?
I don't even know.
Congratulations, Canada. Like, come on, bro. That's the best you got. Like, what did he say? We need to pull that up.
We don't, but that's the thing. We don't remember. We don't.
If we insert it, then whatever. But yeah, exactly.
I couldn't remember because guess what I did?
What?
I ran outside. So no, I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Just like when you and your dad were in the living room or whatever. Yeah, but you live in a condo.
Yeah, and on the street, out the door.
So what?
Down the stairs.
So no,
on the
you
ran
to the elevator?
No, I'm on the 4th floor. I ran down the stairs.
Imagine,
no, you know what?
Imagine you jump out your.
You know what? I'm that was a lie because I wasn't home and I was at my girl's condo. That's at Bremner and
You could shout her
York.
out if you want.
Chloe, what up? I watched every game at her house because her condo is right outside of Jurassic Park.
Okay.
So we literally.
I think you did tell me that before. Yeah.
It happened, and I was like, we gotta go. And then first, fill up cup, ran downstairs into the crowd. That when I tell you that energy is nothing like how I felt before. Like nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like the age range, the cultures.
I feel like I could feel the energy right now. Just from
I can't even lie. I was like, whoa.
John knows I feel the energy right now. Like, with you talking about it, John knows I feel the energy. Like,
no cap.
Like, almost like you just want to tear off your clothes. Like, this is heaven.
I was about to back off my hoodie. But, like, it was like, we were downstairs, and I was just like, the amount of, like, signs and people. And, like, I looked up, and I tell you, like, tears. When we won, I cried. I cried when we won. I cried when we won. But downstairs, I looked up. And I was just looking, and all you can feel is like all these people just like scream, like it was screaming for like an hour straight. Yeah, like it didn't stop. And like the pictures that like came out of it with like me and my girl and like all of our friends, it was crazy. Yo, don't do this right now. I should just. Every time, goosebumps. Every single time. Every time I see that. Every time.
Yo. I almost took my eyes off it. The first bounce, when I saw it bounce, I was like, ah. And then I kind of like turned, like my peripheral left eye just up. And it kept bouncing. I was like, then the rest was history.
Do you know that I was actually I was in that stance? Like, when you're a kid.
Oh, like when you're of course,
You're 2 years old. You could squat like that, no problem, for like hours.
Yeah.
I was sitting, I don't know how, but I was sitting in that stance, like just like this, like staring at it. And everyone's screaming and going off. And I was not talking. Like I could not speak.
Frozen.
And I think one of my girls or someone like recorded, like they were recording me. And then when it happened, I just fell forward. Yeah. I didn't even scream right away. Like, and then I was like, all right, let's go outside. Like, let's go outside. Let's go downstairs.
I didn't even see it live.
That's terrible.
You didn't?
No, I was in Jamaica.
Oh yeah.
Stuck in the van.
Yeah.
On the road.
Heartbreaking.
You know how I even saw the update? I think the best thing I could do is open up my betting app.
Yeah.
And I just saw the score updating, and I was watching because it shows you like when they're taking shots and stuff.
Yeah.
So then I saw when the score changed, I was like, "There's no way." There's no way. So I'm refreshing it. And they were up, and I was like, there's no time left. It's like, yo, they won.
Yeah.
They won.
Yeah.
So then
it was hectic.
Gave it 5 minutes, went on YouTube, and it was all over YouTube. And I was like, oh shit, like losing it.
Bro, man, live. Yo. It was everything. Like legit what dreams are made of in terms of sports. Man, it was amazing. It was amazing.
I don't know, man, but that home run, bro.
Touch them all, Joe. Man. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
So let's bring it back. Let's bring it back now.
That includes your children, bro.
Yeah. But take it back.
I'm joking. I was joking.
Take it back to when Bautista, Donaldson, Edwin, when they were on that rampage. Yeah. Like, look at what that did.
Yeah.
True,
exactly.
They didn't do it. Bat flip.
That backflip
was me.
Yeah, it was dumb. Yeah. It was dumb.
They didn't mean as much because he didn't want to chip.
No, I get it, but
I hear you. But come on,
it was the momentum in the moment,
exactly.
Right? Because you thought it was a possibility.
I remember that was
from '93. Like we had no like. We're like, oh, I have a momentum, like it's gonna happen. And when you do something and you're like, yo, fuck out of here, because you just feel so good about it.
Yeah.
And you're like, yo, this is mine. Like I'm taking this. Yeah. I feel like that's what the stadium felt. That's
but
what
it's not
I
only
felt.
that. But it's not only that. Remember, they had that thing where he threw the ball back and to Sanchez, and it got by him, and he stole home.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like, that contest, everyone's just like, nah. Like, there was a big controversy, but he got awarded. So now everyone's just like, nah, it can't end like this. It can't end like this. And then Joey Bats just fucked up the place, man.
You know what I mean?
Holy that, bro. I'll never, that's another thing I remember. I remember watching it in the basement. My dad's upstairs watching it all up in his room, but he's flipping it. He's flipping it between CNN or some politics shit, like, you know what I mean? But he's watching it but flipping it back. I'm glued. I can't. There ain't no flipping. So I'm in the basement, and Joey hits that. I'm just yelling, Joey, and then I just hear. Did
he want his back again?
And I was like, redemption. I'm just like, yo, Liddy. Yeah, man, bat flip, yo.
My dad and I have a moment, but it was with golf, watching Tiger.
Yeah,
He'd be upstairs, I'd be downstairs watching, and Tiger would hit a big shot. Everybody goes crazy, and we'd both go like meet in the kitchen to talk about it. He's coming down, I'm going up. I was like, yo, you saw that? You saw that? Like, and my sister would just laugh every time. My mom would be like, what's wrong? Why don't you guys just watch it together? But those are the moments that I just feel like we can never let go of.
They put on, man. They put on for the city. They put on. Those are significant certified stamp memories within the city, within your childhood, within your upbringing, like sports moments within the city. Those are big, man.
Because you always remember like where you were watching it, or like how you got it.
Everything.
Like for me, I got into sports because of my dad. Right? Like I watched like football. Like I would bet on him for like the Super Bowl. Like I was in it. Like he'd be like, all right, like we got to do the picks, and I'm like 10, and I'm like, Green Bay. Why? Because they're green. That's it. Like they're green and they're gonna win.
That's your team.
Like that was it. Like you know what I mean? And like San Fran because of like Jerry Rice, like whatever, the Cowboys, all this stuff. But I'm like, Dad, you got to do this, you got to do that. And then he got me into that. That's why like I can play football, I can throw a football, I can play ball, I can play hockey. Yeah, so my dad's like super heavy into golf. So he got my brother into golf. My mom plays golf now because my dad and my mom do like, they literally do everything together.
Yeah.
And then this year for Father's Day, my brother's like, yo, like, let's take Dad, like, to, like, the driving range or whatever. And so my brother bought his son, too, or whatever. And I'm like, I hate not being good at something. Like, I hate it. So
Trust
I'm
me,
there.
touch me, yo. That's another thing that her and I was connected on, too. Like, B.
So I'm like, I'm like, what am I? I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Because, like, even with, like, I used to play pool all the time. Right? Like,
I can move this over for you if
date.
you want.
No, it's cool, straight. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, I would suck at it. I'm like, no. I'm like, someone come here and teach me and let me understand. Yeah. So we went to the driving range, and like I play hockey, so I'm like, well, I can hit this. Like I don't care, it's fine. Yeah. My brother's hitting like they're flying. I go up, I'm missing the ball. I'm hitting the floor. I'm like, Dad, like fix this. Like come here. Like my dad literally told me like 3 things. And that's it. The ball was flying, flying. But that's the one sport. Like my dad, he wouldn't watch so back in the day when I was younger, he would watch the full game of baseball, full game of football. Now he's like, I can't. Yeah. He's trying to tell me. He's literally trying. I'm like, Dad, you have anxiety. He's like, I don't have that. I just can't watch it because it's just too much. So I have to watch it when there's like a minute left. And I'm like, okay, Dad, you have anxiety. He's like, no, I don't. So anyways, but the one thing is golf. He will swear. Oh, he'll swear the whole house is like gone. He's watching. It's on. It's in the kitchen TV. It's in the living room TV. My mom's like, can you stop? And he's like, son of a bitch. Like, that's how he says it. Like, oh man. But yeah, those guys. Any tour that's on, like, holy, you can't. I'm like, Dad, I'm not coming home, man. And he's like, oh, come, we're doing a barbecue. I'm like, nah, like the tour's on right now. Like, I can't. Yeah. He's like, no, just come have a drink. And I was like, all right, cool. And then you just hear him swear. It's so funny.
I feel like the female pause should be whenever you guys say something sucks.
Why?
Or suck it.
Why?
That could be an element, but
I just feel like the way we do the pause thing, if a female version to pause was that, whenever they say suck it or something, then they pause. But
I meant to just say like that's not a bad thing.
whatever.
and that's why I was just like, I was like, I can't speak for them. I can't speak for them. I'm just gonna flame my kite.
But you know, it's not. I mean, it's not for everybody, which is unfortunate. But that's just
That's a conversation no, that's a conversation we're gonna get back to because it's funny because I think we should probably just touch on those same two topics on the same episode, but we'll get to that one later.
Does that mean a different episode?
Yeah, because we've touched on a few things.
Yeah, I saw ass licking or some shit.
SB's the man. SB's the man.
Shout out SB, we love you, brother. Can't wait to have you back next
Straight up.
But another thing you had said that I wanted to point out to you, that's what the pictures are for me. Innate, like capturing those moments and bringing back that nostalgic feeling where I remember that moment in the basement with my dad. I remember that moment. All these are points of references for me. Right? And with those points of references, again, comes with the energy from those moments. Because the same way Justin was on something, like, I swear I can feel the energy right now just from you talking about that. I felt it. And I'm so happy that you validated that for me because I'm like, that wasn't just me. Like, I'm telling you, I felt the energy, yo.
And
like, it was like, holy shit.
And I feel like that comes from, like, if not a regular person, like just a normal person's talking about it and they're like, yo, that shot was sick. Like, It's like, it's the passion behind that. Because even when you were talking about, when you're talking about when it happened with when Joe Carter hit that, and you're like, your dad's like super reserved, and then like he went on his back, and you're like this. I was like, yo, I got so excited. I was like, shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, I felt that, and you still feel that. Like 20 years later, like you know what I mean?
Yes.
Well, more than that, but like you know what I mean? Like, it's like these moments and these things that happen, like you will always remember that. Like, you guys have been doing this show, this is like 11, 12, whatever, what episode is this?
Something like that.
Right. So it's like, this is something, but for me, obviously this is the first time, like I haven't seen you,
shout out the progress,
but like, you know what I mean? Like, this is something I will remember, like laughing, like, you know, when you laugh till your belly hurts and like all that stuff, like, it's just something that you'll always remember, like years and years, like when you're like 50 and 60 and you're just like, man, like I remember when you're like politicking, when you're like your friends you've known for like 25 plus years, and it's like, to me right now, we're talking like no time has passed, bruh. You know what I mean? It's like we're, you know, SK in the sandbox, like, or, you know, sitting in the 4 desk cubicles in Miss Holmes' like classroom, right? Asking, like, figuring out how to do these damn factors. Right? And it's like, you don't forget that shit. And that was how long ago? Like over 25 years ago?
1992.
And we're talking about it like it was yesterday.
Shout out Joe Carter again when he caught that pitch at first base to secure that first championship.
That was the first one. That was Otis Nixon, Atlanta Braves. He bunted it.
That was a sexy catch. That's how I describe it. It was sexy.
But yeah, I heard that part. I want to shout out your dad from earlier though, because I still remember your dad. I should give it one of these. Whenever we try to go back to something, that's what I run.
You do?
Basically.
I didn't get it. I still don't, but all right, it works.
Yeah,
there's a story to it. There's a story to everything.
Isn't that like it's Hadouken? Isn't that what it's happening?
But you remember where that's from, right?
Yeah, but like I don't.
Yeah, I know. It's just
why
does the sound?
Like, I don't get it.
Pardon me?
It's Street Fighter.
Yeah, but that specific
that's
sound.
Like a fireball. Like
I know,
I know. No, I'm sure you do, but like, why is that a?
It's a thing.
You got to travel back through time with us, and that is how you'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, let's go.
Not right now. Okay. I mean, you got to listen back through the episodes. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, well, I will, and I want to understand.
Time travel. If you're able to travel, if you don't
want to explain.
Say it again.
I said, if you don't want to explain, I'll look at it myself. Or can you not explain? Or is it easier for me to look at it?
It is.
You know what?
Is that
I just want to.
I'll get it more if
I just want to try to drop a totally different gem. But I recently came to this conclusion that stories are the only things that travel through time, right? And with time being the most valuable thing in the world, if you have stories about yourself that travel through time, you are then like a very, very valuable person.
Do you
make sense?
Do you think that stories over photos? I don't know why I said it with an accent, but
yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
so.
I know. I don't get it. I don't know.
Say that again. But what was the question?
Do you think? Because you said like stories travel through time. So do you think a story holds more value or a photo holds more value? And the reason that I say this before you answer is that if I tell you a story today, and let's say you like the story, and then you go to work, and then you want to tell like your coworker that story, and you don't go to work, you know, till Tuesday, the story's gonna change a bit, right? And then the coworker's gonna be like, "Yo, that story was sick," and then they want to go home and tell like their wife that story, and it's gonna so it's gonna change over time, always. But the photo remains the same.
The photo, I was gonna say, the story can become propaganda, rumors, speculation. Like it's liquid.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
a picture, it's your own interpretation. It's present, and that's the thing. What you could see the same picture, but you could see something completely different from what I see. Yeah, but it becomes your own,
and it'll trigger something else.
You know what I mean?
Okay, but just speaking to myself now, seeing any one of these pictures now will trigger a moment, like a memory in time.
There you go.
And then it helps me in telling a story about that time.
Yeah.
And you guys have told me that I tell stories quite well. So I think for me to be able to tell the stories is good. Like I guess
they're captured well. It helps. It helps.
I think so the story the ability to tell the story to me is very valuable, I guess, because I mean there's a bunch of them, but I don't even know how I was getting there because I wanted to shout your dad out because I remember I still remember to this day your dad pulling up in the bus loop at Albion Heights, shout out Albion Heights, to pick you up in that Civic bubble back. And being a father myself now, I know just how important those moments really are to me. And a lot of us didn't have our parents pulling up at school for us like that. And to hear the way you speak about your father right now, I'm like, fuck, I love him already. Like, haven't seen him in years, decades, but like, shit, yo.
Yeah.
Like thinking back on it now from the perspective I have now as a father, like shit, yo, you were doing a good fucking job, bro. But anyways, don't worry about the whole plugging yourself verbally because we'll get you on the video element. So expect a whole lot more clicks coming your way. Hopefully on our account. But it was a pleasure having you in the room. It's 4:20.